All right. Let's get it. Upward Spiral Gang. It's Uncle Makara, and we're back at it again. This is a very powerful masterclass, and it's all about anxiety, okay? If you're unfamiliar with this topic, let's get right into it, okay? Because let's not, sit here and waste any time, okay? Cool. Anxiety masterclass, okay? Now, first of all, let's think of some powerful positive reframes for anxiety, okay? Let's say facing the unknown, unpredictability. What else? Leaning into your edge, starting the engine. Okay. Preparedness is a good one. Excited. Processing various information. Okay, cool. I like these. So anxiety can either be facing the unknown, something unpredictable. I would even say that it's time travel, right? Into the future. Time travel into the negative future, okay? So you're like mentally teleporting into a reality that is unsupportive to your life, your lifestyle, okay? Now, I've found different ways throughout my life. I'm also a positive psychologist, I'm a life coach, I'm trained in many different modalities and things like that, but that doesn't even matter, right? It doesn't matter my background. I've suffered with anxiety since my teenage years, okay? And it's something that I've destroyed throughout my life using a couple of these things. Number one, visualization about your future success. Can we move this? Okay. Visualization about your future success. Okay. So these are tools. Second thing I would say is breath work experimentation. Okay. Find one that works for you that stops or slows down that mental chatter. Third thing is auto suggestions, which is a big, I think this is a placebo, honestly. Um, we're telling ourselves something that is true until our mind believes it. So at first, it's not going to take it as truth, but eventually, if we keep priming it, and we tell ourselves things that are 100% true, and then we say affirmations into I'm confident, then you will actually have the likelihood or the possibility that you're going to foster these skills. Okay. So writing down fears and making them into manageable steps. I really like this one. It's very simple, but effective. Okay. That's what we're looking for. We're not looking for overcomplication. We're looking for simplicity and tools that work, that help you. Next, a lot of my students already know these. EFT, emotional freedom technique. Now, why are we using this? We're using EFT to take away the gunk, the emotional gunk that is still sitting in your system, in your physical body. Maybe you feel some tension. And when you start tapping, okay? When you start tapping, what happens is you start letting go. You start accessing the nadis and the meridian points. And there's certain organs that get activated, right? And then some of our organs are believed to hold energy, hold emotion. So when we do this, it flushes that excess energy that is unprocessed out. And it's very good to hear it back towards yourself that you actually accept this behavior, right? So I would say EFT has a lot to do with acceptance, okay? And what do you feel when you're anxious? You face the opposite of acceptance, that is resistance, okay? Every artist, author, athlete, okay, entrepreneur, everybody knows this, okay? I work with all of those people, by the way, and I have worked with all those people. I've worked with Instagram influencers to help them with their flow state. I've worked with, different people in sports. I've worked with different people, here, even in Kolkata, I'm saying, okay? A lot of people, they're athletes, or they're people who are terrified of going back into the military again. I've had one person who was a veteran who reached out to me. So from various walks of life, I've observed anxiety from all different fields and across all spectrums. So understand that, and having my own experience with it. So now imagine the badassery and the mystical, jujitsu that I had to do to get to where I'm at now. Okay. Not actual jujitsu, I mean like mental jujitsu that I had to do, right? There was an actual strategy that came into place where I started to look. So externalization, I would say, is one of them. Excuse me, I gotta blow my nose. I know this is like most unideal. But we gotta go with it, okay? Ascension flu time, baby. Let's go. Okay. Good. Externalization of the inner critic. What do I mean by this, guys? I've talked about it on this channel in the very, very earliest videos from when I first started this channel. Okay. Right when COVID hit, you guys know I started this channel. Okay. And what did I talk about, guys? Do you remember? I talked about my relationship to Zoinks. Do you guys remember that? So who was Zoinks? Okay, well, let me see if I can find a picture of this. Inner critic and higher self. Um, no, this is not animated explainer videos. No. So Zoinks looks exactly like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Okay, let me stop this for a bit. Close the whiteboard, share the screen. Okay, so this is about, me versus me, right? It's Shaggy or Zoinks versus Shaggy. So this is my depiction in my mental world of anxiety right now. It's very different to some of yours. And this is the observer self, right? Observing those two parts of me that are anxious fighting against each other. So, so this is the imagery that I have of Zoinks, of Shaggy, but also Ultra Instinct Shaggy, which is my higher self. Okay. So imagine if I had this picture, right, or this imagery kind of plastered up on my wall, and I looked at that every day. Do you think it would change my relationship with my anxiety? Of course, because my inner critic now sounds like Shaggy. It sounds like, I don't know, man, maybe we shouldn't go there, Scoob. I don't know, dude. Okay? And I understand that. I understand the humor behind Shaggy and like he's just scared of monsters, right? But I'm exposing these monsters in my mind. I'm exposing these monsters. You see? Every time that a monster shows itself, I am the sea monster. I'm the Makara. Let's go. I'm not afraid of any other monsters. I'm the greatest monster that ever lived. Let's go. Okay? So Don't overwhelm yourself like, oh, anxiety is this unattainable, circumstance. It's not an unattainable circumstance. It's just you have to know your enemy. You've got to know your opponent, okay? Even Musashi, I mean, he talked about fear, okay? Even let me see what he said about it. Seek nothing outside of yourself. Today's victory over yourself of yesterday, tomorrow is your victory over lesser men. Perceive that which cannot be seen with the eye. The primary thing when you take a sword in your hands is your intention to cut the enemy, whatever the means. Okay? Look up some Musashi quotes. Let's actually look them up, okay? Okay. Share screen. Continue. Let's look at some of these. Fear resides in all things, and the heart of fear is the unexpected. Do not frighten your opponent with what is right before their eyes. Okay? Come on, me. Goodreads. The way of walking alone, aka the way of walking all at one, all alone. Okay? Do not turn your back on the various ways of the world. Do not scheme for physical pleasure. Consider yourself lightly. Consider the world deeply. Do not ever think in acquisitive terms, like you're acquiring something, right? Do not regret things about your personal life. Do not envy another's good or evil. Do not lament parting on any roads whatsoever. Do not complain or feel bitterly about yourself or others. Have no heart for approaching the path of love. Do not have preferences. Do not harbor hopes for your own personal home. Do not have a liking for delicious food for yourself. Do not carry antiques handed down from generation to generation. Okay? Now, I don't think this person understood also that do not doesn't register in our minds, right? So all those things that he said just registered. There is more than one path to the top of the mountain. There is nothing outside of yourself that can enable you to get better, stronger, richer, quicker, or smarter. Everything is within, right? Everything exists within. These are the laws. These are the codes that we're accessing, guys. Okay? There's more than one path to the top of the mountain. I mean, even Vivekananda said that, right? I'm here at his birthplace, Kolkata, speaking to you, spit into you flames from, you know, my part of the world to you, because there's a heat wave here. I'm not just saying that out of the blue. There's a freaking heat wave, okay? I'm melting. I'm melting. Like the Wicked Witch of the West and the Wizard of Oz melting, bro. But anyway, truth is not what you want to be. It is what it is. Oh, the masculine urge to say it is what it is. And you bend to the power, to its power, or live a lie. Truth is not what you want it to be. It is what it is. You can get from outside the club, but you can't even get in. Okay? The purpose of today's training is to defeat yesterday's understanding. Ooh! This is pumping me up reading this, guys. This is wow. Anger. Control your anger. If you hold anger towards others, they have control over you. Your opponent can dominate and defeat you if you allow him to get you irritated. Ah, very true. Now it's like you're at the effect rather than what being the cause. I think this is an essential one, guys, for anxiety. You want to feel like you have some semblance or sense of control to go from fear state to flow state, correct? But if you constantly focus on things that you can't control, let's say I try to change the weather tomorrow with my mind, right? And I'm not a weathermancer or whatever, right? Or I can't do a rain dance. I'm going to struggle, okay? I'm going to struggle because it's outside of my control and I'm trying to control the weather. I'm going to get frustrated. I'm going to get bitter. I'm going to start hating it. I'm going to get resentful. But what if I knew that I could control it with my mind and I did it and it worked? Do you know the level of confidence that I would have and achieve based on that sense of control that I'm saying that I'm going to do this thing and I do it? Right? It's amazing, man, that mindset shift. So in time, all things work to your advantage when you pursue them with an open heart. Or as one of our deities said, I think your heart breaks over and over and over and over again until it remains open, right? It just remains open. It's tired of closing up. It's tired of becoming vulnerable and going inwards. It is now living with an open heart, an open-heartedness where you can step by step walk the 1,000-mile road, baby. I've walked 1,000 miles. Okay. Hold on, guys. Let me see if there's any questions here. Walk alone through the city streets. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, comments are not supported for private videos. Can I make this non-private? Hold on. This is why. I walk alone, I walk alone. Down now, down now, 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 now. All right. Hi, says Henry. Henry talking for my friend Lowell says hi. Hello. Hello, my good sir. Ryan G. Sup, bro? What's up, man? Isn't this similar to let the resistance or fear be the bridge you have to cross to reach the magic you so seek? Absolutely. Yep, the magic you seek is in the work you're avoiding, right? Yeah, it's similar to, the concept around. I got this from Robert Nadeau. He's basically he used to teach Aikido, and he used to be taught by O Sensei, right? And this guy said your fear is your call to action, right? It's not the red light that says stop, but it's actually a chance for you to lean in and go and grow, right? So let's add that to our list. Ba-ma, 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 ba-ma. Anybody have any questions around this or anything bringing up around anxiety? Just let me know and I will break it down. Okay, been studying this for a very long time. And I almost see it like now as a friend, right? I see it less like an enemy. I see it more as my ally that helps me get shit done, okay? I don't know why this whiteboard's not opening, so we're just going to open a new one, okay? Okay. So let's look at anxiety. Like this. Okay. F is future. This is past. Now, this is very reductionist, and I'm not saying this is generalized anxiety disorder, but this is what happens when we experience the fear. Our mind starts to future project and then create all of these negative scenarios, right? Into the future. Back to the future, okay? You're Marty McFly, but you're doing it wrong. So essentially, let's say that you get a thought that's completely destructive, like, I can't manage this, I can't handle this, right? A fear thought. Now, if you make an assumption about the fear thought, that's where the problems start, bro. You see? A negative assumption about a fearful thought. This is the key to unlock this shit. Because if you can stop yourself before making that assumption and you can get real and like, what is the fact? You know? Hey, Extos is giving Extos de Heliopolis is giving me a flame emoji. Thank you, bro. You get it? So you got to just cut yourself right here when you're assuming something about the fact and get back to the fact. Get back to what is real, okay? And in this moment, what do I know is real? Okay, my friend went to a vacation and he's not texting for a few days. That's all I know. I don't know what he's done. I don't know where he's gone. I don't know like what the circumstances are for that culture. You know what I mean? These are all assumptions that I'm trying to make myself feel safer in my own mind. But what if I was my own safe space, bro? You know how we say in culture, in this politically correct culture, I need a safe space for myself. Yeah, we do need external safe spaces and like safe havens. But what if you had this concept right at your heart space? What if your whole body was a safe space? Ooh, who's brought this up before? Which mental health expert do you know that's brought this up before? What if you were the walking safe space, bro? Not only for yourself, but you are the refuge for all others. So in this reality, in this frame of mind, I may not even be feeling anxiety, but tapping into somebody else's anxiety and their anxious thoughts because I'm a receiver, because I'm this refuge. I'm allowing them to feel okay in their fear. So you can think of your emotions like this. You can think of your friends' negative comments like this. You think of yourself as a refuge, as a container for this. Okay? And you can allow it to be in the container, or you can have it have like, put some holes in the bottom of the container so that it slowly leaks out. You see? So if I have this understanding, I am the safe space within me. I have this aura protection, right? I have this energy around me that is very protective now because I'm able to hold anything. And the difference, I would say, between visualization, I want you to use your visualization for you. Why is this? It's scientifically proven, guys, okay? When we say a visualization of us and then compared to other people, right? If you have visualizations of you and this girl, or like you travel, like you traveling can work, because that's just you. How would I explain this? Yeah, if you're meeting like 17 different other celebrities and then you, it's going to make the manifestation or the visualization a little bit difficult. But what if you started to merge and you started to see those different celebrities as a part of you, as a safe space, as a refuge? Again, it's going back to that idea, guys, right? So the visualization is only for you. Like, I want to be an excellent basketball player, and so I'm going to visualize myself slam dunking, right? Alley-ooping, right? All this stuff. And I see myself succeeding. That is how it's going to work for you. But if you're like, I want world peace, okay? I want nirvana, right? That's not going to visualize. That visualization isn't going to really ripple unless you're in a big group of people, right? This is what we're doing with Primal Sutra, so we have more reach of this mindset where people start to look inwards and figure themselves out, and they don't constantly have to seek externally. You come in here with all the ingredients, bro. The pharmacy in the brain, right? All of the different neurochemicals you need to have you feeling safe, at ease, compassionate. Like, I want to show you guys this model, right? It's a little bit of a different model, but I think this is going to really help some of you really crystallize and understand what's going on here, okay? And yeah, there's some backlash against this theory, blah, blah, blah. I'm looking at what works and helps me, okay? I'm going based on effectiveness and practicality. But we can look at the science at this, okay? Let's actually check it out. I think this is going to help all of us. Anybody who's watching right now, give me some love, give me some thumbs up, get that, tickle the algorithm for me, okay? Thank you, thank you. All right. Share screen. So this is based on something called polyvagal therapy, okay? So think about this. This is where you experience your anxiety, correct? It's hyperarousal. It's a danger. And it's a danger that is producing a life threat. You see what I'm saying? Thanks, Raji, for the so it looks kind of like a Zen gif. um, that's funny. So the nervous system with a neuroception of safety. So you're going from a calmness or a connection, feeling settled, grounded, right? When you're socially connected to your friends, when you have your tribe, you're in safety. You're the safe space, right? You're mindful of the present moment. You're curious. You're open. You're compassionate. And here, if we really look at it, right, guys, decreases defensive responses. So it helps your immune response, right? You're resisting infections. Your health and vitality is circulating. Your oxytocin, which is your trust and love hormone, right, neuromodulates social bonds that makes fear immobile, stops fear from moving. So what if you could just pet your little doggy, right? Ruff, ruff. You pet your little doggy and you calm down. Ooh, some form of social contact, right? Some relationship, some connection, some movement in eyes and heads turning, some prosody, some lilting in the voice, some breath changing, right? Like breath work and breath is the Google Translate of the body. The body isn't going to be like understanding you when you're like, calm down, everything is okay, everything is fine. Your body doesn't know that. Your body knows, shh. That's what your body gets. You see what I'm saying? This is why I'm saying experimentation with breath work. Because one breath work I might share here, I'm like, do box breathing. Then it doesn't work for you. You're going to drop it, right? But for me, I'm telling you, look at all the breath works that are out there. Buteyko breathing, box work, box breathing, box work, right? That sounds sexual. Buteyko breathing, right? What else is there? Some good ones. Wim Hof. We do this one called Jungle Breath, right? Which is a Dr. Joe Dispenza breath work, which is phenomenal. And everybody needs to definitely practice that to, go from those lower basal emotions to those higher elevated ones, okay? But notice what's happening here, guys. It's the statements, okay? It's the statements that you're saying that are causing your toroidal change in your field, okay? So if you're saying to yourself, I may do this, you're in social engagement. I can do this, and then I can't. This is where it starts to create danger. You're creating this kind of arousal based on the way things have been, So you're basing your ability to crush it based on the weird schooling system you were raised in. You're trying to get ahead in this planet where you felt like you had some aliens trapped you there, right? And you had to do it anyway. Like it wasn't your personal choice to crush it there, but you were forced into it in some way, right? So our programming can sometimes create this anxiety for ourselves, right? Our past events are objective fears. But let's look at some of these. Let's study our enemy, right? What we're doing really is the Musashi effect of we're looking at the opponent. What does it do to us? Okay, so if anxiety is this enemy or this opponent, but it's also a friendly rivalry, what are we really looking at? It's this fuel storage, insulin activity. It decreases your digestion, your salivation, relational ability. Oh damn. Oh damn. Ever had a bad makeout session, right? Okay, where you're all salivating. Okay, so salivation relational ability. I don't know what that is, but that sounds like some weird kinky shit. Okay, immune response. Again, decreases your immune response. Okay, blood pressure, heart rate, fuel availability, adrenaline, right? So what if anxiety was just adrenaline? What if it was just blood pressure, your heart rate going up? What if it was just your blood clotting, right? Think about it in the scientific fact way. Stop thinking about it like it's adrenaline, but it's also that time I visited my aunt and then she gave me a weird look and then now I never want to visit her again. And then, then now you're letting your mind go on this weird adventure. Okay. This is not adventure time right now. This is us figuring out how to go from freeze to engaging and feeling connected. Okay. Groundedness, putting your bare foot on the grass, wiggling your toes, getting one of those acupressure slippers, being compassionate, being mindful of yourself, of the environment that you're in, okay? And when you notice yourself getting into worry and concern and irritation and frustration, you have ways to flush those out, right? You have activities, like for instance, you can take an ice cube and massage your jaw. Just massage your jawline, because that's where a lot of anger and stress and tension is held, right here, okay? So we have these little straps, of energy. Okay. How would you know where you stand in this diagram, right? I think just focus on these words, Ryan. So, like, if you feel settled, compassionate, grounded, curious, open, or are you in rage, irritation, anxiety, fear? Or are you feeling helpless, depressed, numb, completely like shut down, hopeless, trapped, right? So the way you can notice it is how you're speaking to yourself out loud, like, I can't do this, man. I can't do this, man. I can't do this, man. That's your in freeze mode. You're in immobility mode, right? And if you're like, I choose to do this. I may do this. I have a chance to do this. Yeah, man, I'm going forward. You're feeling motivated and really good and expansive in your body, right? You feel an expansiveness. You're probably down here, the social engagement. Okay. Social engagement doesn't necessarily just mean connection to others, right? It's also safety oriented to the environment, right? As you're noticing. So I want to feel safe where I'm at. This is why I'm saying create the container of the safe space, right? How does one become proficient in this practice? Notice whenever your body is constricting and then actively expand it. Like, notice when your body is trying to get you to freeze or flight, when you're in danger or your life is feeling threatened, you just consciously notice it within yourself. Number one thing you can do, change your breath. Right? You can change your breathing pattern. You can go really fast. Or you can make it real Batman slow, right? So it's according to your own internal closing in, clenching in, or just kind of, relaxing your belly like a baby, when it's like just resting with its fat belly out and it's just like chilling, it's this openness. That's when you're like calming yourself, right? So that's, I would say the proficiency is in recognizing it, recognizing the emotion. Okay, so maybe this map might help too. Let me close this one. Let me share another one. This is a good one to share. A lot of people need to know this. I also ordered this online, guys. I have a version that I'm using as a visual guide because it just helps to have this, okay? Hold on. Make this a bigger screen. Okay, weird. I have to look at it like this anyway. So visual guide to human emotion. Some of you guys were like psychology majors or whatever, might have seen this, maybe. Okay, so notice how we just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 emotions. Okay, and what if the main confusion was, I'm in love, but I don't know how, like what I'm feeling here. Like I'm confused in my emotions, right? I have low emotional intelligence or EQ. So this is how you increase your EQ. You go, I'm in love. No, I'm not only in love, I'm enchanted by her, right? I feel enthralled. Or you could say, hey, I'm in fear, I'm in anxiety right now, but I feel insecure. And my insecurity is either creating an inferiority or an inadequacy. You see? So now we have more of a specific understanding of how these emotions split into other emotions. Okay, so you could be, am I feeling scared, terrified, insecure, nervous, or horrified, right? So I would do this with muscle testing. I would ask myself, which one am I facing? Scared, terrified, insecure, nervous. So let's say I'm feeling nervous, and then I understand I'm feeling anxious. Okay, what do we do with this now? Now we understand this theme, and we start to gain an understanding and awareness of our anxiety code. Okay, so it's affecting my nerves. So how do I smooth out my nerves? Vagal tone exercises. Okay, vagus nerve exercises. One of the greatest vagus nerve exercises you can do is simply showing this little neck, right? You know how those guys mog people like Mew, right? They show whatever. But you got to show your neck, okay? You got to show your neck going out like this is very, very helpful for the vagus nerve to activate. Okay? So when you notice your body clenching, if you just put your neck and you jut your neck out, and you're just like, you're trying to flex your neck muscles or whatever, right? Like this little muscle right here, then you are actually, you'll notice a very deep, like a relaxation. Okay? So there's ways to understand your body-mind complex. So how your body's responding, how your mind's responding. Okay? Let me go back to, okay, there's 3 people. Any questions, guys? Just type in the comments. Give me a thumbs up on this so we get the momentum up. People see this. People start applying this. People start, stepping up to their bosses, being like, yo, this place is making me anxious, bro. You guys have some weird measures in here that you're like keeping a weird, the wall socket is like right next to all of those like plants where you're watering those plants. I mean, isn't that a dangerous conundrum, right? So once you're aware of your anxiety, right, you can then point it out and actually break it down. Okay, but try this little vagal nerve twist, this little exercise. You can even think of it like just twisting backwards. We have this practice with Yama Kubera that we have in the Adepts program. So yeah, very powerful for you to tap into this. If you want to know more about this, different ways to access, get you out of this fear-based mentality into a flow-based mentality, definitely check out our Telegram group. That's where we basically connect as a tribe, and we also share our free events. So there was one yesterday. Check that out on IMC TV. That's a YouTube channel. Okay, check that out. Savage Shaman Seminars. And also check out our Monday night for me, channelings. Okay. And these channelings are where I tap into the energy of these flow state deities, these peak performance deities and entities. And I personally make myself the guinea pig and have so for 2 years or more, okay, to gain this wisdom from these beings and bring it back into the physical world from the metaphysical and help you guys out, right? And a lot of this, I sometimes channel different beings that are experimental as well. So those times is kind of a bit of a brainstorming, more of a session, or like figuring things out sessions. So we have those once in a blue moon as well. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. Join the Telegram group. That's the easiest way to do it. I know we're not so active on the Facebook group, but if you're in the Facebook group right now, just come on over to Telegram, baby. That's where all the magic is happening, okay? That's where we post regularly. That's how we're doing it. So join the tribe, join the movement, make this a very fun, illustrious process for you, right? Make it an epic journey of you going out of your fear. Don't make it this terrified walk, like a tightrope walk, right? And one thing I've noticed, guys, my anxiety is primarily genetic, okay? It's genetic, meaning my parents are anxious individuals, bro. And you know what makes them anxious? It's their information. My mother is a doctor, so she's got to have worrisome thoughts at times about health if she knows so much around it. So she wants to protect everybody from everything, right? So she will tell a fat person they're overweight. she don't care about no fat shaming, even if her own fat. She'll be like, yeah, I know I'm fat, but that person's fat too. She needs to worry about that, right? I get it, right? So, but it's like, yo, we can't be doing that around this PC society right now. This my mama don't give a fuck, right? No, she really does. She cares about, like, she's very, I would say she's over caring, right? So same with my dad, like he has this kind of like mechanical instinct, right, of Bruce Lee. Like he'll be able to predict things from before, so he'll have this weird like anxious foresight type thing. And I have accumulated, right, this gunk of my parents, and I get anxious at times. I get ruminating at times. I start overthinking at times. But then I notice, wait a second, they also have one of the greatest gifts, which is deep thinking. So the main difference between overthinking and deep thinking is, I think when you're overthinking, you're under feeling. You're not really giving yourself access to feel through what you're feeling. Whereas with deep thinking, you're really passionate about what you're talking about. And so you're connected with your emotions and you're visualizing that, and it's getting you closer. Whereas the other one, you're numb to your emotions, you're kind of in that freeze mode, as we saw in that diagram, right? So this is really, really key stuff, man. And, if you're struggling with just anxiousness in general, I will put on lots of videos of people who are brave. Put on lots of videos of people in brave situations, someone, bringing someone out of a burning building, someone, giving their hand to somebody, even though, they're getting hurt themselves. Have these little moments where they're leaning into their fear, right? They're not being able to do it. They're unsure. And then something happens, something takes over where they, whoa, okay. I think I had one of these videos, man. Oh, man. I don't know where my phone. Oh, my phone is on charge. Never mind. So let me see if I can find this video, guys. Okay. Um. Uh. Lion. I don't know how I'm gonna find it. It's like an old school cartoon. Anyway, I'll say I saved it as a reel. Is it? Is it this one, man? Oh, it might be this. Ooh, snap. Oh yeah, here we go, guys. Here we go. Oh, I found it. Wow. Was that Zengif who helped me find it? Yeah, probably, bro. Let's not give the noise because I'm always worried about the copyright stuff. Okay, let's just put it. So basically, right, what's happening if you're noticing this? Okay, what's happening right now? Now, again, I'm probably gonna get copyright striked for this video now because it's Walt Disney, okay? But let's go through this anyway, okay? I think this is too valuable for you guys to miss. So this lion, Lambert the sheepish lion, look it up on your own time as well. Lambert the sheepish lion is like, he's scared, he's in anxiety, right? And he has anxiety. And he's obviously, right, he's around sheep. His environment is sheep. So think about it. If you're raised amongst sheep, you're going to be a sheepish lion. And now this wolf starts to howl, and he's like, oh my goodness, holy crap. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. Oh my God, that's a monster. That's a dangerous monster, right? Like some kind of, like the lion from the Wizard of Oz or whatever, like the afraid lion. Now, Ryan G, you were talking about killer instinct, right? Look at this, bro. So he grabs the sheep away from him, and he's like, oh, but is nobody gonna? They're all sheep, so they all run, right? And now he's like, I guess I'm the only one now. There's no other choice, right? And so now check this out. Check out this activation of flow state essence from fear state mode, right? It took risk to get it there. It took danger and a threat to get it there. This is a dangerous threat, correct? Now look, watch this. Here we go. Oh yeah. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Ah. right? Yeah. Yeah, what now, little wolf? Okay, flow backwards. What now, little wolf? Flow state backwards. Okay, not flow state, just flow, the word. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Someone needs to make an edit on this, like a funk music edit, right? With Lambert the Lion. Uh, if you do it, share it with us in the tribe if you decide to do it. That's funny. Ah, he's the king of the sheep. Yeah. He's finally risen up to his power, you see, and now he's leading all these sheep. But irregardless, maybe one day he'll lead some lions. Okay. Fantastic. Okay. Let's go back to what we were doing. Oh yeah. Let's check any of your comments, just going back to this. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. King of goats, be the best, be the only one. Yep. Okay. Oh, Ryan G, you said a lot of things. Okay, how does this relate back to spirituality? Okay, so I think it's really important for you to understand this because number one, anxiety is what cripples you and your health and your immune system, which doesn't allow you to be spiritual at all. Your fear will cripple your spirituality. Your doubt and dogma will cripple your spirituality. Okay. So that's why it relates to spirituality, because we want to get rid of any barriers in the way of our ascension, and tapping into our greatest self. Hunt it, says Mathis. Good. Um, what times are the free stuff? So it's usually around 11:30 a.m. PST, so the Pacific Standard Time. I'm in Kolkata, so it would be midnight for me. If you're in Indian Standard Time, I believe it's 8:30, if I'm not mistaken, in Central Eastern Time if you're in Europe. And yeah, just find out the time zone switches and just show up, get the value. 111. Yeah. Be the best, be the only one. Yep, that's one of the ideas we have. It's like you're the best. It doesn't mean you're just the best in comparison to others. You are the only, right? You are the only. There is no replicable version of Uncle Makara out there, you know? There's just me. Me, myself, and I, right? One of my quotes used to be, I am me, only me, and nobody else. I am me, only me, and nobody else. When I started to do this, versions of me that weren't me started to fade away. It's a great affirmation to say. King of the goats, yeah, king of the sheep, king of the lamb, or the lamb is the symbol of the natural in the art of seduction. So, hey, king of the naturals, right? Let's go. All right, guys, cool. Any other questions? I think anxiety or fear or insecurity is also an anti-seductive quality. So it's not a thing that lets our life or survival move forward because it threatens our survival, right? It puts us into danger. So it's anti-Kundalini, it's anti-evolution. And so we just have to understand it like that, right? This is resistance and fear is something that I've had to tackle most of my life. But now that I'm on a better page with that fear, things are flowing a lot smoother. That's all I have to reflect on right now. I hope you guys found value in this masterclass. Again, if you have any questions, reach out to the people in this tribe. They're all amazing, man. They have a huge echo chamber of encyclopedic knowledge of, you know, spirituality and their own practices and what they're doing. We are flow state or freestyle shamans, so we will improvise. So let's improvise with the fear, right? Whenever anxiety hits, let's improvise with it. Let's figure out not just a way to imagine and make this about like all of it, but getting back to you. What do you want to visualize? And break it down into smaller chunks of goals and then start leaning into them. Okay, let's go. Let's face our fears. Let's overcome our fears. And let's understand you are my fear, my peer. Let's lean in. Okay. Upward spiral again. May we never be the same again.